Hello, welcome to New Vision TV News. I am Ruth Naseje. Now, the discovery of petroleum reserves in the Albertine Rift region of western Uganda has created new economic opportunities. But such huge chemical projects tend to leave huge environmental impact. In the following report, we explore oil waste management as one of the measures taken to mitigate the possible damage on the environment. During the estimated 5 years of peak production in Uganda, starting 2020, the International Monetary Fund projects that petroleum could account for up to 7% of GDP, generating significant revenues for Uganda. However, if the exploitation of natural resources like petroleum is not managed wisely, Uganda risks environmental destruction. Joel Ogarabo is the landfill manager at Nyamasoga Waste Treatment and Disposal Facility, Uganda's first oil treatment farm. The plant, located in Nyamasoga, 5 kilometers from Hoima town, has capacity to treat and dispose of 1 million tons of oil waste in a day, as well as 500 liters of wastewater, as well as other industrial waste.
Before any waste is brought in here, we sent a sales team to the client's facility to pick some samples of the waste for profiling. That sample is brought here and handed into the lab, where the lab does a full analysis, which is called profiling. That takes out each and every element in that waste and the quantities. So those elements, which are above the limits allowed by the regulators, will need to be treated before they are disposed.
Throughout exploration, the oil fields will produce billions of tons of waste from the 14 oil wells in the Albertine Graben. The strategic location of the oil near water sources, according to Joel Ogarabo, poses a risk to the environment if waste is disposed into the nearby waters. However, the Directorate of Water Resource Development has certified this plant to discharge treated waste.
When such elements are identified, the lab comes out with a treatment method to bring the levels down to acceptable limits. And then that will be accompanied by a quotation. Of course, it's a business as well as environmental facility. So based on the treatment method, a quotation is generated and given back to the client.
Some of the oil waste materials include manganese, lead, chromium, drill cuttings, and crude hydrogen peroxide. Until the facility started working in 2015, the oil waste has been kept on the Earth's surface for about a decade, since Uganda had its first oil drill. This caused a feud from environmentalists, causing NEMA of not doing enough to monitor oil waste disposal generated by drilling companies. The question now is answered. According to Agaboro, there are no huge amounts of treated waste into the water sources, as the distilled water is only used within the facility and calming dust during sunny seasons.
We want to verify this waste just to be sure that what you brought in is exactly the same as what we had sampled earlier on and profiled. So when it matches, we shall allow this waste to go inside. If it's solid waste, we take it to the landfill, offload it there, treat it and dispose it. If it's a liquid waste, it comes to this facility which is called the effluent treatment plant, or ETP. It's also treated, and the product, which is water, is used on site here. And the byproduct, which is brine, is also used for treatment in the landfill.
Oil waste management is one of the many measures that can be taken to mitigate the negative environmental impacts of oil. The environmental impact of petroleum is always negative because of the toxicity of petroleum, which leads to air pollution, and acid rain, which leads to various illnesses in humans. Petroleum also fuels climate change due to the increased greenhouse gas emissions in its extraction, refinement, transport, and consumption stages. Now, this report was compiled by Edward Muhumuza for New Vision TV. Moving on, the Ministry of Health and National Drug Authority are investigating two companies over the supply of the suspected fake hepatitis B vaccines to private health facilities around the country. The Health Ministry says the vaccines could actually be genuine but stolen from government health facilities and the labels changed by unscrupulous people. While addressing the media on Sunday at the ministry headquarters, Sarah Pendi, the State Minister for Health in charge of general duties, said that during their market surveillance, they traced some of the counterfeit vaccines in Kumate Diagnostics Limited, Kampala, and Forever Green Enterprises in Old Kampala. In other news, Uganda's role in averting violence that could have culminated into genocide atrocities in the region has been commended. In recognition of this, Uganda will host the third Global Action Against Mass Atrocity Crimes Summit in May. The summit, to be hosted on May 23rd to 25th, will be at Speak Resort Hotel in Munyonyo. Global Action Against Mass Atrocity Crimes is a global, inclusive, state-led initiative, a network of civil society organizations who decided to jointly engage in the development of national domestic efforts, policies, and architectures for the prevention of the atrocities. The global chairperson of Global Action Against Mass Atrocity Crimes, Mo Blecker, however, said Uganda should continue playing the central role in the regard since it lies in the region proved culpable for witnessing genocide atrocities. And in our sports news, action rocked Kabale Municipal Stadium on Sunday afternoon as Chigezi Province took on Lango Province in the FUFA Drum Tournament. The game attracted hundreds of supporters from Chigezi to support their home-based stars with an expectation of victory. The first half ended with a goalless draw, leaving the excited fans with a hope of an improved performance in the second half. You're still watching New Vision TV, and in our Daily Pearl of Africa series, we look at the banana plantations in Bushenyi district. Now, no homestead is complete in Bushenyi without a banana plantation in the vicinity. The area is one of the leading producers of matoke, the reason why the president established a banana project to process excess matoke that could not be absorbed by the market. Bushenyi lies southwest of Kampala, a few kilometers from Queen Elizabeth National Park. Bushenyi district is about 300 kilometers southwest of Uganda's capital city, Kampala. In this district lies this huge banana plantation. They are locally known as matoke. Bushenyi district is the leading producers of this crop as opposed to many districts in Uganda. To have such a plantation on a large piece of land, it requires a fertile piece of land and, of course, much attention from the farmer. This explains this mesmerizing view. 2 decades ago, bananas were food to the residents, and the excess would be cut down to either fertilize the soil or feed to the animals, especially cows. But with quick means of transport and better roads, a demand was discovered in many other towns in Uganda. Today, matoke from Bushenyi ends up as far as Arua, Guru, and Juba. This transformation of a food crop into a cash crop has led to rapid development of the district. We can't forget to say that agriculture is the backbone of Uganda. Many have indulged in this sector and yields have been good. Now, for more Pearl of Africa stories, visit our website www.newvision.co.ug. Our newspaper, The Sunday Vision, is also another home of adventures, so get your copy every Sunday for Pearl of Africa stories. And that's all we had for you. Thank you for watching. Be sure to catch more news updates and other programs here on New Vision TV by visiting our website www.newvision.co.ug. I am Ruth Naseje.